Ashley Souls from the Patriotic Front is our next guest. Ashley, good to have you on the SABC this evening. Is this the beginning of better times for the Higher Education and Training Department?
Good evening to Michaela and to your viewers. And it's not the Patriotic Front, it's the Patriotic Alliance.
My apologies. My apologies for renaming you member of the GNU Patriotic Alliance. So is this the beginning of better times? Apologies.
You got to put respect to the name, to Michaela. We're the 6th largest party in the country.
I mean, look, not quite top 5, but you're right. Still significant nonetheless. So here we are. Is this the beginning of better times for the Higher Education Department?
Since the inception of the GNU, that was the beginning of better times for our country. And what you see now is the constitutional, the legislative imperative in action, which is for portfolio committees to hold the executive accountable. And that is what you see. So this is just a continuation of better times for our country.
But why was this particular saga allowed to drag on this long? I mean, it's gone on for months, basically. Should we not have arrived at this conclusion sooner, either because the president would have made an executive decision, or the now former minister herself would have seen just the magnitude of the problem and chosen to step aside, perhaps chosen a more dignified exit?
Well, I mean, all of us would want things to happen fast and quick, and that is always the desired outcome. But one has to subject and submit oneself to the parliamentary processes. And the parliamentary processes was followed to the T. And no matter how much time it took, but ultimately, accountability was what the result was. And as we stand here, we can then celebrate the constitutional imperative that has been shown through this process, and South Africans has been placed first. And that is the commitment of the entire committee, not just one, but all of us together, committed to ensure that all South Africans are served, and especially, of course, from my party, we are deployed to ensure that we serve all South Africans, and this is the result of that.
Will you join the pursuit for further accountability that some of the other parties in Parliament say that they want to see the department face further, and that they want to see Dr. Nkabane face further through an ethics process in Parliament? Will you support that?
We support parliamentary processes and the constitutional processes. And if you have misled Parliament, whether you're an MP or a minister, you have to go through those processes. But we will not support anything that smells like a personal vendetta against a person. It is not because it's the minister. We should focus on the principle of holding one accountable as a member of Parliament, as a minister, as a public representative, for actions taken that did not benefit South Africans. So we prioritize South Africans. And so if that's what the constitutional requirements are, then so be it. But not as a personal vendetta, but simply as constitutional imperatives.
To what extent then are you able or willing as the PA to support the parliamentary processes? What do you think should be the ultimate outcome for someone like Dr. Nkabane? Is stepping down or being fired as a minister ultimate accountability, a consequence? Is it consequence enough for her? Should we leave it at that?
One cannot preempt the outcome of parliamentary processes. As a member of Parliament, sitting on the committee, the legislative side of the committee that is focused on accountability, all I can say is that whatever the outcome would be, but what we do support is that parliamentary processes, constitutional imperatives needs to be fulfilled. Whatever the outcome is, like what the outcome is now, this is the result of the implementation of parliamentary processes. So once again, South Africans can be confident that when we implement these processes, the outcomes, unlike before, you can now see that the portfolio committees now has bite. The parliamentary processes now has teeth. We will hold any minister accountable.
I'm not sure how much of the program you've been able to watch, Ashley. I hope you've been watching us for all evening. But when we spoke to Karabo Khakau from the Democratic Alliance, she basically said that even though they are part of the GNU, the DA's fight in terms of ANC members of cabinet or deputies who they believe have not been held fully accountable over allegations of wrongdoing, not least of which including claims of corruption, continues. She, in fact, named Minister Thembisi Melani, Minister Khumbudzo Nkabane, Deputy Minister Mahlobo as people that party would want basically removed from their positions. I don't want you to comment necessarily on whether they should stay or go, but what do you think that will mean for the stability of the GNU, that there is this ever-continuing clash over who should and who should not be in cabinet based on some very serious allegations, in some cases, including of corruption?
The Democratic Alliance has decided to be part of the GNU. And when you do so, you should understand how to be a partner and not an opposition party. Not being an opposition party within the GNU doesn't mean that you close your eyes to what is wrong and to holding people accountable. The Patriotic Alliance is in the GNU. You don't see us close our eyes to what is wrong, but within the ambit of parliamentary processes, we ensure that there's accountability. And hopefully the DA can wake up and understand that they are not in the opposition benches. They are in the government of national unity. Let's put South Africans first. Let's govern together and make our country a better place for all South Africans. Not to try and get brownie points or score brownie points, but let's work together. Like as the result we have now is because as a committee of diverse parties, we have worked together as a team and we have held the executive accountable. Every time South Africans comes together as one, we win. Look at our sports teams nationally. We are winning. Why? Because we are standing as one. The DA should stop wanting to be the only one when we can all be one. The GNU is working.